What is going on? I still got the music on. Turning the music off. There we go. I'm learning here, Mo. I'm learning
Yeah, not too
after
shabby.
your great advisement over the last year. So you've been awesome, helping me relearn my brain and all that nonsense.
That is what it is when you stream. You are relearning your brain.
It's wild putting all this stuff together now and just kind of connecting the dots, and that's what it's like learning how to do something. And yeah, my brain is a little bit different. Been unhooked a few times and put under anesthesia and all that. So yeah, any little bit kind of helps. But anyway, we are here. We are streaming to a couple different places. My X account, which is at Drew Outstanding, it's on the bottom here, along with Mo Zamboni, who I'll introduce you to in a moment. And then also my Physical Media Warriors YouTube channel. So I'm going to do a lot more with that this year, and we're going to talk about that related to 2026 and first about 2025. Do some after action review. So AAR, it's very Army style, very military style, break down what was supposed to happen, what did happen, the good, the needs improvement, and what we could have done differently. And then that will throw us into 2026. So that's why we're here. Mo, who are you? What do you do? What's going on in your world?
Firstly, I'm sharing the link so that people know that we are live on my account. So, I am, I guess you can call the producer. All the titles that you have in streaming are kind of hard to figure out. So, producer is, I will read super chat sometimes. I work on like thumbnails, I edit videos for the Monday Hangover, the pop culture podcast thing where we talk about old movies on Jay's Drunk 3PO main channel. We also have the Monday Hangover channel itself, and that is almost monetized. So I do that. I also do Late and Gay with the GCA, which is a channel I started with a bunch of people that I met in Orlando in 2024. And then we're all friends, and we just have a great time. But yeah, no, I just do a little bit of everything. Sometimes I'm on WDW Pro with Jonas, and you find me on my Mo's Game Room stream where I'm gaming, attempting to win at Fortnite, and playing other things like Oregon Trail because I'm an old and I enjoy that kind of stuff.
I saw that. I didn't get a watch, but I just saw that you were playing it.
Oh, it's great. It's
what
fun.
version was it? The
dude, the MS-DOS version from 1990. So,
oh my gosh, that's incredible.
I'm trying to get the Apple II version that we all know and remember going at school to work, but those are a bit harder to run on your computer, to run the discs and stuff. So plenty good. But yeah, no, I involve the chat and I let them choose how we're going to cross the river, which way we're going to go, all that stuff. I get them all involved. Like we're all sitting at the computer at school because there was never enough computers for everybody. So you had like two or three
computer
people.
lab.
Yeah, computer lab. Yep, that was the goat though, man. Oh, I could smell it still. All those computers running, all that silicone.
Do you remember the heat and the noise and
in Northern Indiana? That was a good thing. The computer lab was always hot. So
yep, same here.
The rest of school would be freezing. So
awesome. That's what you do. Yeah, Mo and I met. What'd you say? It was 2024.
Dude, we literally met. We both got out of the car like it was a ZZ Top video. Yeah, like you got out of your Uber and I got out of my Uber at the same time. We were going to the meetup.
Yeah,
the MegaCon meetup at the Red Coconut Club on City Walk at Universal, and we're both heading in there. Yeah, and that's when we met.
Yep.
And
2024. Yeah, 2 years ago. So yeah,
jeez,
that's awesome. Well,
it seems like it's one of those things. It seems like altogether not that long ago, but like
everything runs on different times. Jeremy said this other day that when you're streaming, it just the years and the days and hours and the months, they all work differently. And that's very similar to like if you were in college, that 4 years could feel like an eternity, good or bad, And same with the Army. It's like this again, we got to go to this training and do the same thing again or prepare for deployment or whatever the thing is. Time always moves differently. But then you look back and it's like, oh, wow, that went by quick,
Yeah, no, yeah, it is. Yeah, that's it's so funny when you talked about that being in there. My dad was in the Air Force, and he always said it was the best 4 years of my life. I'd never do it again.
It's
So,
always different. Yeah.
yeah.
It's wild.
Well,
Yeah.
he served
But
during
it's
Vietnam, so I can understand that. So,
well, yeah, when I look at my active duty time, like it's like, wow, that was a lot built into, 4 years, but then,
mhm.
spanned out with either National Guard or other training or different things. It's a little bit wild. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about this past year. Like I think we met at least once. I think just MegCon. Yeah, there were less
Oh
live
yeah,
events, I
yeah.
think.
You were walking
So
around all kinds of strong, about scared. Excuse my French. You about scared the shit out of me because you slapped my shoulder with that army strength, and I'm like, oh, like, hey, what's up, Drew? You know,
working on it, getting there. Yeah,
yeah, no, it was definitely,
getting the guns.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
like Terminator put his hand on my shoulder.
Yeah, you and Jay had a stream last night, or was it last night? Video game stream?
Yeah, we did Aliens Firestorm, which that was
Yeah.
Firestorm
Yeah, I
Elite.
saw that you were on there, so I'm like, "Oh, I'll pop on a little bit and see what's going on," and that
Mhm.
was pretty cool, and then you started talking about me, and then I'm like and then Jay started talking, so I jumped into Jay's stream. I did this little, like, hopping around and, yeah, just reminiscing.
Yeah. Yeah, he gives no Fs though. He'll call and he's like, "Yeah, Drew's crippled." Like, you're like
I don't even know what that means. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm something. I got
He just makes
I
fun of
get stuff
everybody.
I get
Yeah.
stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a bit equal. Yeah.
it's a bit equal
A bit equal.
between, a
Yeah,
little
no,
craziness
he
and
means it with all love and respect,
oh,
which is
yeah.
great. Yeah, because he calls his artist that they're finally going to release Vindicta, which I know he's been trying to get that finished.
Oh, yeah.
It's about done, is what he said. And Eric Hodson, if you've seen him, he has some kind of like rheumatoid arthritis, but his hands they go like I'm not making fun of him. He's an excellent illustrator, amazing. He draws with hand, but Jay calls him fun fingers. Like
Yeah.
he's like Jay just doesn't. Nobody's spared the piss, as the British say. With Jay, he everybody gets equal
That's
barbs
the way
shot
it
at him.
goes.
That's the way
Like,
it should
yeah,
be.
in
Yeah.
the army, in the military, online, you give each other crap, and then you
Yep.
take it and you give it back, and then, yeah, if somebody has a problem with you, like, it's on them to let you know. Otherwise, you just play around. That's how it works.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
But, yeah, let's talk a little bit about let me throw this up there. See how that looks.
Ooh,
Your
I like
greatest achievement of 2025.
uh
Any achievements?
wow.
Let's narrow it down.
Well, it's not like I'm not like trying to go through my list like I'm at the Oscars or something, but I would say, well, the greatest opportunity dropped that happened to me was I started streaming with Jay on Mondays. I started doing a show with Jay. Uh he had gotten a hold of me a few months prior to that. Um before going into the winter. I think it was around winter 2024. I'd only been streaming for like 6 or 7 months, and he's like, "Hey, you want to join me?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, so, but I started doing the show with him, hosting the show when he wouldn't be able to be there, which was a few times. So that was fun.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Having look, 10 people, 30 people, 60 people. When you're hosting in front of 400 people, you see that number 400 and you're just hoping it doesn't drop to 10. You're just like it's a bit nerve-wracking, but it's fun. So don't,
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah. So you're like trying to keep people's attention and keep the show going. Jay's really good at that. He keeps it, he like he's laid back and you think like, okay, he's just chilling. But he is structured, man. He hits all the cues when he needs to, and it's not as easy as he makes it look. I'd like to
No,
think
it's
I'm pretty
not.
decent at it. So, but to just kind of keep those mental notes in your brain and make sure you execute it and not stay on a subject too long and you keep things going. It's an art, and he's really good at it. And he makes it so chill, like you're hanging out in the living room, with your buds or in the basement. So, um, I would say doing the Monday Hangover was really cool. You know, uh, but I'd have to say It's not an achievement per se, but the thing that made me the happiest in 2025, Alec Baldwin's finger and Jessica Lindstrom got engaged.
Yeah,
All
that's
because we started a
awesome.
channel and stayed in touch and stuff like that, and they live real close to each other, obviously. And they got together. They just found out that they had a thing together, and they are quite the couple.
That's the
But
way it happens sometimes.
yeah,
It's
but
so cool.
that's great. If nothing else happens, this is it. This has made it all worth it times 100. Like when something like
Yep.
that happens, because you come and you go, you do your streams, you know all that kind of stuff. It's great, but when something like that happens, it's literally generational. Like they'll have families, and it's just like it's literally something that wouldn't have happened had we not went to these meetups and stuff like that. But that wasn't an achievement for me, but it's something that I hold as like something incredibly important and meaningful to me. But the Monday Hangover was great. I got to stream with Midnight's Edge After Dark. Hopefully, they get remonetized here soon. That was kind of they got done dirty by YouTube as they do. And I've been streaming with WDW Pro every so often, and that's been as a guest, and that's been really cool. Like, but I would say and Drew knows because I've helped him with it. Being able to like kind of share my knowledge with people. I enjoy that a lot. Like trying to show people the ropes and like because I'm a graphic designer by nature. That's my job. That's my day job. That's what I do for a living. That's what I want to continue to do for a living. I love hosting. I love talking. I love streaming. But when it comes right down to it, what really kind of keeps me interested in doing things is designing things because I do branding. I do logos. I do how something should look. And this isn't YouTube so much, even though that translates. I'm talking about businesses. I'm talking about multi-million dollar businesses. I do their logos. I do their colors. I do their looks. I do what everything the layout looks like. That's what I do for a living. And I get paid for it. So
Yeah.
it's not like it's my passion. I actually do it.
Well, that's a combination. You're good at
Yeah.
something, it makes you money,
Hmm.
and, it adds value to somebody. And, like, if I keep telling people I'm in consulting myself in that
Hmm.
kinda stuff, and, yeah, if you can figure out those 3 or if you can figure out 2 of the 3, and then you can work on the other stuff, in
Hmm.
order to get to the next step. But so many people, complain about their job, don't change anything,
Hmm.
and it it might not even be adding value to anybody. So that means it could be temporary, and then if you're not
Yes.
planning for that, because I've done temporary things before. I made a lot of money in one thing, and it was either it was enjoyable at first, and then it wasn't, and then it's like I I'm not adding value. I'm not getting anything out of it. The money's there, but
Hmm.
then of course it went away. Like process of AI and other things, and I'm like, I basically made the job too easy, and so I kind of put myself out of work, but not really, but it kind of eventually went that way, and I'm like, this is getting too easy for the money I'm making. I'm like, I'm going to invest this money, and because I'll need it later.
Yeah. No, I hear that. I used to work in financial design and marketing and stuff like that. And there's a lot of money, but your soul slowly goes away because you're dealing with not the best
And
people.
some people can stay in that
Yeah.
like for years, but it's
I
like
just,
it's like not me. Nope, that's
nope,
fine.
not
I
after
can
the
figure
summer of
something
love.
else.
Everybody lost their
Yeah.
mind. And I'm like, I got canceled. I lost my gig because I wouldn't work on DEI stuff. So,
Oh
uh,
no.
yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, but it's like you lose gigs when you're a freelancer. It's just how it
Yep.
is. It's
Oh
part
yeah,
and
for
parcel.
anything. It could be anything.
You
It
don't
could
take
be
it personal, but I took that one
they didn't like
personal.
your shirt that day,
Yeah.
or whatever. That I mean, that's the risk of doing things on your own,
Yeah.
but the
I would
rewards
show
are
up
worth
to
it.
the meet like, I would always, on my dime, go visit them. I would have to go jump on a plane and go say hi, because you wanna keep FaceTime, and so they know what you look like. Well, I used to have hair past my shoulders, man. Like, I had a late rebellious phase. Yeah, hey, no, I had I had the locks, man. They were down to and, there's actually a picture of me floating on my ex, in this shirt when it was
Oh,
in.
I wanna see that.
Oh, I'll find it. I'll share it. But yeah, when I was playing volleyball and basketball all the time. Now, don't want the hair back, but I'll take the body. So, but I could stand to lose a few pounds and gain a little muscle. But anyways, it's basically I would show up with that kind of hair and like kind of a crazy design. I like getting a little flamboyant with my clothes, man. It's fun. It's just you work in finance all your life. You want to do something different. So I would show up and they were like cool with that. And then I was like, you know what? I don't, and it wasn't even near to all my work that I would do with them. It was like here and there. And I'm like, I don't want to work on these things. Like, please, I'll work on the rest of your stuff, selling, investment modules and stuff like that. And they just kind of ghosted me for 3 weeks. And
Wow.
I had exemplary service with them. I never missed a project. I must have done 3,000 projects for them over the course of 9 years. And all of them they loved every single one of them. But I said no to their agenda and they just showed me the door. And that was hard to process, which is why I went to the meetup in 2024, because I'm like,
Oh,
man,
wow.
yeah,
Cool.
I had started a job a few months prior and it was good. But I'm like, man, I need to go touch grass and talk to people and see if these people we actually follow online are really real. They are. I bet.
Hey, that was a similar reason for me to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you see all these people online, your Timcast and your
Mhm.
FNT and all this stuff. It's like, are these people real? Are they actors? Is it all just a fake facade? Are they getting paid, all this ridiculous money for, just put on, and it's like, I'm like, I got to check it out. I got to go to these meetups. And it's like, no, they're real people. They put on clothes just like us. They got
Mhm.
skills. A lot of them have been through some crazy experiences,
Oh
which
yeah.
they talk about. And it's like, now I'm doing this. Now I'm learning how to do, what is it called? The different softwares, StreamYard. I'm trying to think of that main one, that gaming one and stuff like that.
Oh, OBS. OBS is
OBS.
will
Yeah.
make you pull your hair out. Yeah. It's
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, now I'm learning that. Now I'm learning lighting and all that stuff. I'm like, cool. I'll check that out. And like you said, ABF took off. A lot of the channels that you guys share, and now Jessica, Happy Jessica has a
yeah,
what, baking stream and stuff.
it's honestly a great baking stream. Like
I haven't seen it yet.
she's
Baking
always tough
Bad.
on herself, but her and ABF, you can tell that they're a great couple because the chemistry between them is electric. Like, they might as well be an old married couple the way they shoot barbs at each other, but they're really
That's
funny.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's yeah, so I'm definitely happy for him. Because that was one of the first person I remember meeting him at the bar, to go back a little bit. And because uh he's very he's very soft spoken. Well, he used to be.
Yep.
Now he won't shut up. But
So that was what, 2024?
that was
I might have met
2024
him in
February.
2022, I think. I met him at AmFest. So I came to AmFest first, and I'm like, I can't remember where I said it. I must have known him
No, that was
somewhere.
2024. That was right. That was when that was fever pitch election year. I remember that. 'Cause he's like,
I've been
"Yeah, we got to
going
meet Drew." I
4
think he
years.
sent me a picture or something.
Yeah, well, that was the first place I met him, and I think it was that first year. Maybe it was the second. I don't know. It gets a little blurry the more you go to these things. But
Mhm.
but he's like, "Yeah, I'm here in Phoenix. Oh, come meet up." So that was cool. And then eventually, yeah, met him at MegaCon and all these places. It's wild. But yeah, we're getting a little bit out of order.
Oh,
Starting from the
sorry.
beginning. No, my fault. I got a little bit more formal now too. So last year, like, what did you don't talk New Year's resolutions or anything, but like,
Mhm.
what did you want your 2025 to look like? What was kind of supposed to happen?
Uh, I just I just wanted to make sure that I was able to provide for my family first and foremost. That's top. That's always top. Like everything else falls underneath that. But going in and starting the stream with Jay, I just wanted to make sure I did a good job. And if it didn't work out, that was fine. That's how it works. If it either works or it doesn't, I just wanted to make sure I put my best foot forward and did the best job I possibly could. Because you're streaming with people like Jay, like Jonas J. Campbell, like Epic Mike, like dude, you're like
Yeah.
literal pros, and they'll laugh and they'll probably see this at some point. And they'll be like, "Oh, whatever." No, it's true. They're good at what they do. There's a reason why they show up on FNT and things like that.
Well, a lot of
So
them have been doing it for like 10 years, in some kind of way.
yeah,
Some of them have been doing it in whatever with YouTube, and think about all the changes that have gone on. Like, I've only been playing around this stuff for, a couple years, and a
mhm.
lot of changes. Some of the OG guys have, well, yeah, 10, 15 years, almost 20 years now. It's wild, when you get on the streaming video, whatever it is, kind of train.
Yeah, no, it is very it the people there's natural talents, and they are natural talents. They're very, very funny and smart. And it's just trying the thing is what you wanna do as far as for me as a streamer, is you wanna be real. You don't the one thing that I don't like when I watch people on shows is when they're trying to force their personality, like, they're trying too hard to be likable, and it's just like, just be yourself, and it was just to be that and not be too to not get high on your own supply, as it were, like, don't think too highly of yourself, like, do a good job, believe in yourself, but don't come off as arrogant, you know? And
Yep.
that that's what I wanted to achieve, is to be me and have people enjoy that, so and it's a balance, 'cause I'm fairly confident, but it's like you doubt yourself all the time, and you do if you want to do a good job, and you just don't want to. You want to get that balance to where you're like, I want to do a good job, but I also don't want to doubt myself. So it's finding that balance of staying hungry to do what I want to do, but also enjoy what I'm doing and try to do a good job at it. And that was what I was shooting for in 2025, and I think I got there about 3 weeks ago. It felt
That's
like it took a while to
that's the
get
next
there.
question. Did
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
actually happen? Like,
Uh,
what did happen? You know? Yeah,
so
relate to what you were looking for.
Yeah, I believe so. It's always ongoing. I wouldn't say struggle, but it's just trying to find that balance. And I felt myself thinking too much about it, and that was the problem.
Yep.
And I thought
We gotta
less
get out
about
of
it.
our own head.
Yeah, it benefits you at a certain point, but then it doesn't after a while. Like at the beginning, yeah, it benefited me because I was paying attention, and then I would just but now, yeah, I'm starting to loosen up and everything. And I think that's partially because now that I'm a freelancer, I didn't have to be into work all the time and my schedule was hectic. Like now I can get work done whenever I need to.
Yep.
And I'm not set to a certain amount of hours, which is what I used to do. And now that
Yeah, I
really
talk
makes
to you at different hours a day. Like, sometimes at 3 like, I don't sleep the same schedule as everybody, so I'll be doing stuff until
Mhm.
3 AM, and I just gotta be careful of, like, who I'm texting at certain times.
Yeah. Oh,
But,
yeah. Yeah.
I know, but I can pop onto YouTube or
Mhm.
X or whatever and see you guys doing awesome stuff. You're like, "Cool, I'll take a break, talk with you guys, watch your
Mhm.
stuff, and then go back to doing a few things, and then, whatever, go to sleep."
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. Being able to achieve that, and it was scary because I was trying to save up money just in case. I know they were going to be okay. The people I work with. I'm not talking about Jay. I'm talking about during the day, the normies, as YouTube, as the fellowship would call them. They don't know that I do this. I don't mention where I work. Which is a smart way to do things. I don't share my real name, even though I did so on accident once about a year ago. I'm not going to tell you where to find that, but it's out there. But um, it's just basically it's finding the balance, and in all joking aside, I think about literally 2 months ago, I found that balance because I want to be able to spend time with my family, with my wife, with my son, and have it be quality time. And I've been able to go to all my son's games and things like that, and be able to spend a lot of
That
time
is
with my
so
wife.
important.
That was what was most important, and that was the part that was bothering me because it was hard to hit that balance with all the commuting I had to do. So, getting that out of the way, that was something I wanted to achieve. It took 10 months to get there, but in October I finally got there. And while it was scary to take that step, that's part of life. That's part of the fun of life, is to take those scary steps, because life without risk is not rewarding. It's
Nope.
you're just playing it safe. And as somebody that was a freelancer for most of his career, went against my grain, and it hurt. It didn't feel right. Now I feel like I'm in my element, and that is definitely something I would say that's the
Well,
greatest
that's the thing
achievement,
about
because it was not
lighting up.
easy. It was
Yeah.
not easy to make that step.
Well,
That
let
was
me tell
my
you a little
Mhm,
story about that, like related to military and stuff. I had a leader, a platoon leader, and
mhm.
he said, he's like, I don't expect perfection from you guys, like, but I expect you to work hard and figure it out, and just like give me. He said, basically said, give me something to work with. So he followed that up with saying, I'd rather you be a wild Mustang, off the wall, that I can rein
Yes.
you in and kind of mold into what the mission is working with, what the team needs, because you're going to have, I want to see your different, like, levels and characteristics and attributes,
Mhm.
and that he's going to see, but you might not see. because it's going to be a different perspective. And then that leader can take, here's what my mission is. Oh, you're good at finance. You're good at, whatever, computers, communication, pick the thing, and there's a million different attributes under that. And that kind of good leader could say, like, yep, I'm putting you here at this time or this hour of the day or this shift or
Mhm.
this demand, rather than being a donkey that I have to like push and shove to even get somewhere on time or make sure you're wearing the right thing or whatever. He's
Uh-huh.
like, he's like, be as crazy as you want to, but no, I'm gonna rein you in and I'm gonna highlight the stuff that you're doing awesome. And I'm gonna reward you. I'm gonna reward the shit out of you. But when you're not acting right, I'm gonna tame it in the best way possible that works for both people. And
Yeah. No,
that
that's great.
that metaphor of like, he's like, I'd rather you F up and we'll figure it out than don't do anything. You can't be a snail, you can't be a donkey.
Right. Yeah, and that's kind of how I felt about, raising a child. It's you can't add on to marble, but you can chisel off it. You
Yep.
can, and I think that's what he was meaning. He's like, don't shrink back. Don't like give me something to work. Yeah, like give me something
And a lot of people would do
like
that. A lot of people would just be like, all right, tell me where to go, tell me what uniform to be in, tell me what we're doing. And they just wait till the last second. But that way, doing this, he's like, we're gonna prep a day ahead of time, a week. In the military or in the army, we talked about 30, 60, 90. So 30, well, we start with I guess it started differently, but we started farther away. So we start with 90 days away, 3 months. Look what that looks like, and then bring it into 60 days, 30 days. And sometimes we had to go like, oh, we're changing something 30 days. That's going to affect the 60 and 90. And so you
Mhm.
do that. And a good leader can do it in an hour. And so you just maximize that time. And then, yeah, it solves a lot of future problems.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's a great leader, by the way, to be able to have the wherewithal to just say
It's a
that.
s Yep, you gotta have patience, it's gonna
Mhm.
take time, you can't just expect, tell people one thing and expect them to do it. It's an ongoing, just like being a parent, being a dad, it's not just you say something once and it's just gonna go swimmingly, you know?
Oh, geez. I would like
Yeah.
that at least once, but, one day maybe. But,
Yeah,
a man can dream. A dad can dream.
exactly, we're
But,
working on it. It's a process, just like all this stuff, going back
yeah.
to what you're saying about, the jobs, the freelance. I was watching Spider-Man, Raimi, #1,
Oh,
the other day,
so good.
and it's like, oh, you and I talk about this all the time, but it's just
Mhm.
like I have to test myself and go back and watch, streaming or physical media to that old stuff in the
Mhm.
2000s, 90s, because I'm like, I can't be. Am I? Was it always bad as it is this
Yeah,
last five
seriously,
years, 10
yeah.
years? And it's
Mhm.
it's no, that stuff back then is legit. Like I'm watching Arrow, 22 episodes a season and allows for character development. But yeah, but the Raimi, oh my gosh, like Jonah Jameson, like you just remind me of that with the freelance. He's like, no job, freelance.
Oh
That's what
my
you should do.
goodness.
And at the time, I'm like, no, get the job. And like now I'm like, nope, he was
That was
right.
damn good advice,
Freelance.
yeah. When he
Yep.
goes when Peter Parker goes, "Can you pay me in advance?" And that
Yeah.
famous laugh scene, that's exactly most pay people would be like, "Get out of here. Like, what are you
Yeah.
even talking about?" If I asked my client, "Can you pay me ahead of time?" They would laugh, or they'd be like, yeah, when he's like, "Are you serious?" It's like, yeah, no,
It's such a good scene, and now I
yeah,
break down scenes just like listening to Mahler, listening to EFAP,
mhm.
Critical Drinker, like all these guys that can really break down, um,
Oh my goodness,
scenes
they
and
are, like,
characters and stuff.
insanely
I'm
genius,
not
like,
saying I'm on
level
their
stuff.
level, but now I know more of, like,
Mhm.
what to look for, you know? And it's just like, it's seeing these new movies or these old movies in a new way, and it's such a cool experience compared to the crap we're getting lately.
And that's what we're doing, and that's okay, and that's another, I would say, another achievement of 2025. Jay and I, it's been a successful stream. It's been a successful model for the show. If we're gonna go into the like kind of technical aspects, a lot of people, including Mahler, including Drinker, and including Gary and all them, and I watch them all the time, but they are very, very critical as well. They should be because they have the knowledge and the background and the experience in those areas, especially Gary. He worked at a comic book shop. He's been in like he's been through the entirety of what life has to offer. I think you could say more than a few times it seems to be. So his opinion is the gospel to me on some level, but it's generally kind of a negative, like, but it's holding people to task. It's gatekeeping in a good way to keep things good. To he will say when things are good, but he will destroy things that are not. Now, with the Monday Hangover, we look at things and we look it back and say what worked, what was good, what was a classic, what was a great movie, what was something that stood the test of time, and we look at that and we break that down and we talk about it in relation to modern movies sometimes. And we have this, it's called first shots on usually on Friday. If a new movie's out, we'll talk about it in kind of a similar frame as we do talk about old movies. But it's a positive interaction. It's positive talk. It's a uplifting, like we need, like let's get back to this. Let's not just knock down, which once again, that's good. But we wanted to do let's build it up. Let's find out what building blocks worked throughout time. Generally, we talk about 70s, 80s, and 90s because those were all the greatest movies of all time generally exist. And we
For
would
our
talk
generation
yeah.
and and the ones we share with our past generations
Mhm,
and then like our kids and stuff. It's like, but we have to be the ones to like show that. But we can't
mhm.
show it if there's nothing good
Yeah.
lately.
And that's the best part is the positivity of, and it's not negative. I'm not negative. It's not toxic positive where you're just like, we're not glazing these things. Like we break it down if there's something we don't like, but it's basically it's generally a positive show. We talk about things positively. We joke around. It's something that eh, I feel like Jay and I brought a breath of fresh air to this part of the friendship, and it was Jay's idea, and it was a fantastic
I
idea. And
remember that. I
yeah.
remember when he was talking about that, and then and especially with the morning stuff that he does, like, he's
Mhm,
like, "Yep, positivity, when it counts," like you said,
mhm.
but yeah, like talking about Jaws, talking about, the different movies, because then you could talk about them bringing back Jaws and the popcorn bucket or
Yeah.
whatever, all these things that's like, "Wow, this is awesome." And it's a tough thing to do because news, YouTube, anything, the negativity sells a lot faster. But
Mhm.
that's just one part of it. It's better to have that long term planting seeds of showing when things are awesome.
Yeah. So, ooh, it looks like we have an after action review.
Yeah,
I see.
that's right.
I like it.
I'm playing with the names and speaking of, I'm doing it. I'm doing it live.
We'll
I'm
do
playing
it
with this
live.
little
Yeah.
formatting. So yeah, I like this. We're talking about
Mhm.
you know Yeah, because it's something I know. You're talking about being genuine. It's a skill that I know, a format that I know well, but now I'm putting it into this kind of atmosphere, this reality, if you will.
Yeah.
And
And
that's what you got to do. As you get older, you can't just stick with whatever. Like technology, things are going to change, and you can't just stick to your old ways. Just the way just the way technology is going.
yeah. And it's funny you talk about technology, but the same thing. The person behind the mic has to be entertaining, and you have to be yourself, but you have to be an entertaining version of yourself. Is the thing that I learned. You can't just literally be yourself. You have to watch what you say. You have to kind of bring in the audience. It's you have to yeah. That's the weirdest part is like, and that's the part that's concerning because I think you see people lose their way after a while. They kind of like
Yeah,
kind of get a high on their own supply, and they think that they're the best thing since sliced bread. And it's like it's okay to be confident. I think being overly arrogant is just makes you unlikable. You might keep your crowd, but that's all you're ever going to have. And it's just like,
you're right, it won't grow, it'll be
uh,
stagnant, you won't bring new ones in, and if you bring new ones in, they might not be the ones you want to bring in.
yes, great point. Yeah.
Yep, so you want that variety. Well, and then, like, Jay's talked about it, have different channels, that
Mhm.
do different things, and what's tough is, like, what worked a year ago might not work today, so you're
Yeah.
you're changing up, but, yeah, that's how the way it goes, you gotta basically adapt to what's going on, but still keep your values, keep your, um, interests, I guess, but you can segment your interests in different ways.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the part that I've worked on. you know, and if we're talking about what the banner's saying right here, the best parts, worst part, what would you do differently? Uh,
Yeah.
Not think about it so much and enjoy it a little more than I did. I enjoyed it a lot, but I would have not been so critical, but I'm a designer, man. That's how I am. If I have to have feedback, and that was the weirdest part is I got feedback, but it wasn't like at the tune of what I'm usually used to, which is everything every time I do a project. They say once they kind of get you and you're off your training wheels and your bike's going, that you're that's you know, and that's something to get used to. So I would have been less critical of myself as what I would have changed. But yeah, no, I mean it's fun.
There's
That's
a
fun.
level, like you
Yeah.
talked about it, because like I hear, you're supposed to tell them to put in the comments and then read the comments, but then you get on a high enough level where it's bots, it's all negative stuff, and you can't take
Mhm.
all the negative in,
Yeah.
because you might get 100 positive comments, and you get that one, and that's all you're thinking about, and
Yeah.
then it's
I
like, do I
you s
change things for that one?
Nah, like, it depends. I mean, yes, you are correct. There is they can be right and not be, they can be like, "Ah, I think he talks too much or he doesn't talk enough." My favorite one when I see in the chat, they're like, "Good point, Mozamboni. I haven't talked for like 3 or 4 minutes because everybody else is talking and I don't have much to
Well, you
offer."
never know. Yeah,
But I
it's
think I don't mind it at all. I think it's hilarious.
yeah,
It
when
just
I
rolls
went
right.
into F&T for the first time, and I'm
Mhm.
like, what is this?" It's just everyone screaming,
Yeah.
and it's like, going back to another army reference in radio communication, the first time you hear a radio, and that's one frequency, not to after a while, I could do, 4, 6, whatever, all at the
Mhm.
same time, different channels, different people,
Jeez.
different, levels, echelons, but
Mhm.
that first time, it's like, I have no idea what they just said. Like, it's just I know there was noise, but I didn't that was not English. But after a while, you get what's called radio ears, where your ears just can start to pick up,
Mhm.
the different. And after a while, I knew the people that were talking. I could tell out of the 300 people that could have been on, I knew the exact person that was on the radio freaking, miles away. And it's like you don't get that overnight. It's that practice. But yeah, when I go into F&T for the first time, I'm like,
It's
what is happening here? But after a while, I'm like, okay,
You got your
Gary's
radio
talking.
ears. Yeah.
Yep. Chad is going off about this, and you just have to go with it, because it's like everybody can talk at once, but you can't have
Mhm.
one person talking for 2 hours.
Yeah, well, I mean, we like to we all lovingly call him as, but yeah. He'll go for
Yep.
2 hours, but yeah. Um, but, I
You
joke.
learn to check yourself for the right,
Yeah.
show or what the topic is, because I heard Ryan say it before. It's like, yep, I could have said 5 things, but everyone else said something similar, and I'm not going to repeat myself just so I can have something to say. And I'm not going to deliberately say something different just to be contrarian, you know?
I can't stand that. It's that first take, Shannon Sharp, like where they planned the debate. It's like sometimes we can all agree, it's fine, but we might have different viewpoints. There's
Yeah.
granularity there, you could like in politics, not to go down politics, it's like, we can agree on a lot of stuff. There might be stuff we don't agree on.
Yep.
Or we're
That's
on the
that's
same
the
team.
wisdom part.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I would say wisdom combined with, tact. I don't
Mhm.
know, because you can have wisdom and then a person can still be a pretty crappy person, on a stream, on a show, on in person,
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
if they're trying to do a stunt or whatever the case is. But yeah, if you got wisdom and you got some tact and be like, okay, I'm gonna, I got an opinion on this, but I'm gonna sit this one out and then just wait for my time to shine. Because you could wait and there could be like, yeah, I could talk like, well, for me, I couldn't talk about Doctor Who. I never seen anything like that. I'm trying to think
Mhm.
of something, even Stranger Things. It's like I don't even. It's fine. It's whatever. Everyone's already said their opinion on it, and I'm
Mhm.
not gonna add anything more. It's like,
Yeah.
yep, they played it safe.
Mhm.
I love the first season, and then it just started to go downhill from there. And that third season picked up, and it's like, wow, this just got interesting. Or excuse me, fourth. And then this last one, the fifth, just like I had to stick with it, the sunk cost fallacy. But at the
Mhm.
same time, it's like, what am I doing to myself? Like, I'm paying extra money for this thing in a way, and then I'm taking my time, and it's like I already know what's gonna go down. So it's like
Mhm.
it's wild, but that's what everyone's talking about right
Yeah,
now this
and
week.
that was something when I first started streaming, I was really bad at because once again, you wanna be yourself, but you wanna be an entertaining version of yourself, not fake, entertaining. My problem is when I'm because we've met. I'm not the smallest guy, and I have a very loud voice, booming voice. So whenever I'm in a group of people and I talk, I try to. I don't mean to, but I try to. I, I become a center of attention. I wasn't passing the ball to the people I stream with, and they let me know about it, and I love that they did that. They let me know that I needed to pass the ball more. I needed to be part of the team, and taking criticism definitely helped me kind of get to where I was. I don't think I would have been streaming with Jay had I not listened to all of my friends' input. Um, they were they were super integral, and I'll say this to the day I die. They were super integral to me becoming a better streamer because there's an old saying from a great old Japanese movie called Yojimbo, which is one of the best movies of all time. He says he's like the spectator often knows more than the player because he's sitting outside. He's on the outside looking at the field, and he can tell more of what's going on in the game. And they were looking at it. They're like, "Dude, you have to talk. You have to pass the ball. Like you can't just talk over us the entire time. You have to let us talk." And it was something I did. It wasn't even trying to be mean. I was just literally being me with a microphone in front of me, and I wasn't changing anything. I wasn't thinking about who else was in the room or if they wanted to say anything or if they had anything to add. So it's something that
Yep.
I learned
No, and it's
through my
tough to
friends.
figure
Yeah.
out. Yeah, and it's
Yeah. And it's
different
brutal
on
sometimes.
everything.
Like I felt
It
bad.
is.
Yeah. I'm like,
Because
man.
because you'll get like these, a lot of us are type A personalities in
Mhm.
many ways or whatever the case is, but it's just like I've streamed with people before and they just keep talking and I'm like trying to get in there or trying to wait for a pause or something. And then
Mhm.
the guy was like, "Dude, interrupt me." And I'm like, "You're speaking so well and you're on a point and it's all hitting. I don't want to just cut you off." But,
So
it's a balance.
somebody who does
Yeah.
that excellently is Epic Mike. You'll see him try to get something off the ground 2 or 3 times, but he'll
Yep.
concede until he finds his opening and then he'll talk. Like
I
he's
noticed
he's
that
yeah,
yesterday.
he's really good at yeah, he had to do it quite a few times. But he waited
But
for
that's fine. Yeah, because Critical Drinker was on F&T, Mike was, a
Mhm.
more of a regular now, and then, you got your other big personalities, Az and RK and all these people. Gary usually sits back and, like, waits for his time
So
and then just goes for it as a host.
so if I might tie it back to what I was talking about a few minutes ago, ABF, he showed me a clip from it was a Project Egg Roll where they had Gary on, and Philip Chan was talking to Gary, and he's like, "What makes a good host?" And it was a clip that he showed me. He's basically a good host will talk, but he will give the floor to whoever's talking. A good host knows that he is, you know, not going to be talking all the time. He's going to. I'm paraphrasing very poorly, by the way, but basically, it's like you're hurting everybody. You were letting them talk. You can interject, and if you notice, Gary doesn't talk all that much. He'll like start off the conversation, and if he has something really salient to bring to the conversation, he'll talk. But generally, he lets the rest of the floor talk, and he makes sure that nobody talks over each other too much. Like he'll stop somebody if they're talking too much, usually as. But yeah, so
But you never know, because yeah, it could be, just a great something that they're on. Be like,
yeah,
it could be gold,
mhm,
but it's like, "Okay, but do some
yeah.
self-reflection or listen." No, that's a good point, man. Any other best
Mhm.
parts? If you could have 3 best parts, I don't know how many you kinda already said from
I'll do 3. I
2025.
like it where it's structured like that. 3,
Yeah,
the
there you go.
triumvirate. Uh, I would say that the best parts were starting the Monday Hangover, getting to do that with Jay. Uh, getting to be on like the crazy part was I was on larger shows, so I started doing shows with Jay. We'd have guests on, then I'd go on their shows. And it was like, man, that's Edge After Dark, which is a great show. I want to get back on there. It's just hard with my schedule. Tom Connors is fun to stream with, and Nick Weiser. 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser. There's not a cooler person
Yeah,
on the face of the earth.
great guy.
Best parts. Now Monday Hangover. Second best part. Uh, me. This was just like a few weeks ago. We did a GCA meetup. We did our first meetup, and it was mostly YouTubers, but we had like about 4 or 5 people in the audience that showed up.
Awesome. Where at, if you don't mind saying, or
It was at
share
Mavericks,
as much.
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
because we made a poster. I made a poster for it. It was fun. I had to do my graphic design thing. I don't have it with me right
That's so
now,
cool,
but
man.
so it was having our first meetup. That was awesome. 3 once again, ABF and Jess.
Third one?
ABF and Jess. ABF and Jess. Dude, they're getting married. It's awesome.
That's right.
And they're madly in love with each other. They'll definitely be the tallest couple in the fellowship because Jess is like 5'10 and ABF's
I
like
forgot
6'2.
about that. She is tall, isn't
She is
she?
very tall, and she's a farm girl too. So she put you in a headlock and pop your head up. Maybe not your head off, but she's no pushover. So, yeah,
Happy
no, those are the
Jessica.
ABF and Jess getting together. That just warms the cockles there, man. I've been married for it'll be 21 years here in a few months, and I think there's happy. Yes, much better than what I said. But yeah, no, all that stuff it's just everybody winning is the best part. It's people starting to stream. It's people getting monetized. It's people getting their viewership. It's people enjoying most importantly, enjoying this, understanding
Yeah.
what they need to do. Kind of like it's like once you learn how to drive the car, driving the car is great. It might, it's just trying to learn like what do I need to do? How do I go in reverse? How do I use the brakes?
That's
How
a
do I
good point because it's like your first car, you shouldn't care what it is as long as it can move and get from A to B and it doesn't cost, too much to maintain.
Oh,
And then after that, after you get the basics down and you're not crashing it and destroying it, then it's like, okay, now I'm ready to move on to a higher one, but it's going to cost more, in different ways.
yeah. Yep.
And it's just like streaming. It's like, yeah, I'm just doing this for fun.
Dude.
Then it's going to cost more to add more stuff, but at the same time, then I'm getting locked in. And then I'm like, okay, now what can I upgrade? What can I make a better experience? And then maybe the money comes in one way or another.
Yeah. So if I don't know if you remember, I used to stream out of a garage that was not air conditioned. I live in South Carolina and I was sweating. I would try to stay cool and dry. It would just never work, but I was committed to it because it was a blast. I had to stream out of my garage because I was waking up my family. We were in a 2-bedroom apartment at that point because we were just, we just moved there recently. So yeah, but I did it for the love of it. I could not wait to get down to that hot ass garage and start streaming. It was just
builds character.
It definitely makes it a lot easier to do it. Like now I got my room and my backdrop. This is actually like a smaller kind of upstairs bedroom. It's not connected to any other room, so I can be loud and nobody can hear, which is great. But you kind of miss that first car. I miss that 1991 Ford Probe GL. That was a piece of crap.
Oh my god, you had a Probe? My buddy had a Ford Probe. I had a Chevy Cavalier, a 94 Chevy Cavalier in 2000, the year 2000.
Oh, that's not too bad. So I had a 91 and 96 is when I started.
Dude, I bought it for $600.
That's a great deal for an old Cavalier. Yeah. Well, yeah, this was a hand-me-down. It was my mom's. So they gave it to me. I miss that blue velour interior, man. I've done. But yeah, no, that's what it feels like.
I don't think I had a tape deck. I had to upgrade to a CD, with
a
little
ball punked. I had the cheapest one you could get, and it was so chunky and nasty that every time you get in the car, I'd bang my knee on it. That's how like ugly and stupid it looked in my car. It didn't matter though; it was my car. I loved it. I miss all of that. I
upgraded to a Dodge Caravan. I think it was like a 96. So I went like 2 years newer, and I think it was like $1,200 or something. And it was amazing. I love that Dodge Caravan.
Those were cool. We had one back in the day that was the same body style. Those were slick. Yeah, honestly, it sounds crazy, but hey, you could always move all your stuff in that thing. It held a lot.
Yep, I took out the seats. I put in beanbag chairs, and you could just.
That's awesome.
I put in a little refrigerator, that you could buy at at whatever Target and stuff like that, just for fun,
Oh man,
and you could just go and park somewhere and like hang out. It was basically like my own place, on wheels. I had I lived with my parents, obviously, but it's just like, this is like owning my own house, it was just
Well, the good
Something
news is
small.
we can get a '96 Caravan if we can find one for very cheap. So,
Yeah.
but it's just like talking about, people are like, what do I need to get? What do I need to get? Dude, there's so many setups where you could spend like $25 and it'll get you there. You'll sound good enough. You know, but you got to enjoy it while it's happening, because you never know when you might not be able to stream anymore. Like life might take over. You might not be able to do it, or and I feel blessed to have had this had to happen to me. Things take off, and then you really have to do focus on that kind of stuff a lot more. And you
Yeah.
go from that guy in the garage just hanging out with his friends having a blast to now it's like, okay, this is, I don't want to say job because it doesn't feel like one, but it's like it's a source of income. So it's like I have to think
Well,
about
no,
that.
that's what a job should be.
So I went
That's what a
from
career, that's what
Mhm.
everything, we just forget about that because we think a job is supposed to be horrible, you
Yeah.
know? But yeah, that's great. But yeah, going to things you could have done different or needs improvement. Like what sucked? What were the
Um,
tough parts?
the tough parts. The tough parts, I would say needs improvement. I need to The big one was trying to like compartmentalize my time, and I still think I could do that a lot better. So I need to it's the best way to put that.
Time
Okay.
management.
Time management, thank you. Time
It's like I do
management
this
for
for a
sure.
living.
Yeah. Time management for sure. Time
Yeah. What
management.
does that look like? I mean, do you plan your day, the day of, the night before, the
Try
week
to.
before,
But the
anything?
problem is you don't get what you need sometimes, and that's not indignation against anybody. If anybody's watching this, this is ABF, Jay. This isn't. It's just okay. I have my day work too that I make that I get my income from that too. I'm trying to get both bites at the apple and make when I need to. So it's now that I'm a freelancer, I have a lot more time, but it's like, okay, when I need to get stuff done for like the Monday show, I try to get that stuff done on a certain day. Sometimes things change. Sometimes you don't have what you need to get that done. That's not usually the case with the Monday hangover, but in other instances, I won't, so I plan for when I think I might get things. If that makes any sense. So I'm trying
Yeah.
to get done what I have under my control and to leave enough time to get done what lands in my lap.
No,
That's
it's that anticipation,
yeah.
and
So
the
it's trying
more you
to
get on a regular routine, and then that goes with the communication with the people you work with, yeah, it just slowly gets better.
Yeah, it's like riding a wave. Every wave's gonna be different. I'm just trying to
Yep,
catch it and
and you
ride the
can't
wave.
predict the future, but you can look
No.
at the past and you can modify.
Oh yeah, I've had a mouthful of salt water this year where I kind of messed up. Yeah.
But that's the only way it works, you when people demonize successful people, rich people, whatever you wanna call it,
Mhm,
people that have things that you don't, I never understand that. Like, that's a big turnoff for me, that's a big red flag, and it's like, "Okay, well, tell me what you're doing," or why you know? And so it's just like, because you never know somebody's story, and what it takes, and we all take in
mhm.
things differently, and it's
Yeah.
like, they just don't get it, and like I said, that wisdom and then tact and be like, "Okay, well," they're like, I'm truck shopping right now, so it's just like, "Oh, you can't get that one, that truck is horrible, that truck." I'm
But
like,
you
"Are
know
you
how
just?"
it is. You got
Yeah,
Ford people, you got Toyota people, you got Dodge
it's
people. You're never gonna get a
but
unbiased
it's
answer.
wild because that stuff changes, the engine changes, the year
Mhm.
changes, the CEO changes, a good truck in Minnesota is different from South Carolina or
Dude,
New
no.
Mexico,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. If you get the wrong truck, you get like a two-wheel drive freaking Tacoma in Indiana.
Yep,
You're
and
gonna
you
be
could save $20,000, but is it
You
worth
got
it,
you're
you
not
know?
that truck ain't gonna be moving in the snow though.
Nope, not at all, and you gotta
Yep,
know that
good point.
stuff. So,
Yep.
yeah, I keep, wanting to buy one, and then I just do more research and keep putting it off, and then the prices kinda get better, or,
Oh, yeah,
I find
yeah,
more deals the more I look at it, so I'm like, "Okay, I'm just pacing myself now."
yeah, and that's kinda what it is. You gotta you
Yeah.
once you get that opening, you gotta shoot that gap, so,
Alright,
yep,
what other
um
improvements?
um, I let's see, I need to s I need to start more channels.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
I gotta do a gaming channel. I have my main one, which has been around since, like, YouTube. It's, like, 15 years old now or something, It was just so I could watch angry video game nerd movie. I had
Oh,
to have
yeah.
my account. That's why I started it. But I wanted to do cooking, because that's something that I feel men need to learn how to do.
I do, for sure.
Grilling,
I can
grilling is what I'm gonna do, and I wanna be like,
good
look at,"
idea.
and I'm gonna here's my idea. I'm gonna get a tiny Weber grill, like one of those ones that literally is like this big, and we'll do charcoal, which is hard to cook with. I'm gonna be like, "Look, if I can make it on this little thing, you can do it." So,
Dude,
eh
that's such a good idea because, like, we need to know this stuff. Like, as guys, as
yeah,
boys, as as humans, as anybody, and we used to learn this stuff by being around many family members,
mhm,
many friends, and that's just not the case anymore. Everyone's doing different stuff. We're all online. So yeah, why not bring it online and just
yeah.
and you'll learn, you're not going to become an expert, but it's like, yeah, if you can show me how to grill a pork chop in a way I didn't know, like
Oh,
that's huge.
it's like this. I am not Quarter
Yeah.
Black Garrett. Quarter Black Garrett is what I wanna be. If you're talking about who I wanna be in the fellowship, I want him. I wanna be able to produce videos, edit them, and be a fun like a hilarious like, if I
He's
could
such a
get to
good
where
guy.
he's at, I and he's awesome to hang out with. He's such a he's exactly the same. I got to meet him and his wife. He is just he's cool, man. He's really awesome. Got to hang out with him in Vegas. But anyways,
Yep, me too.
it's just basically, I need to that was a problem that I had when I got canceled. And it was partially my fault because I did not have any other eggs in any other baskets. So I kind of let myself get to that point. I should have had some other stuff cooking. Literally, in this case, I need to have some other stuff cooking. So I want to start some more channels. Mira QB, yes. I mean, I
And when I say that
obviously I can't get the quarter black into my bloodstream, but I would,
no, no,
but
he's such a good
seriously,
guy.
yeah, no,
I've been
seriously.
following him since Louder with Crowder, when he came on there. So I know he did other stuff before that. But yeah, and the more like interviews and more I've heard him talk about like during that
And he's
time,
so young
it's
too.
just like
He's way younger than us. Like
he's young, he has a ton of kids, good family. He can, jump into like all these different shows and just like because he was on Normal World, which that was like a 3-year thing on the Blaze, which
which
is
is
awesome.
honestly, as a comedy show that was popular, that's amazing because
That
everybody's like,
was
"Oh,
cool.
I'm so mad that it's gone. I'm so sad." I'm like, "Dude, you know how hard it is to keep a comedy show going? Dave Chappelle
Yeah,
couldn't do it."
skits and stuff.
Yeah,
No,
it's
yeah, you
just like,
can't.
yeah.
There's not enough time, and the competition is this fast kind of stuff, but having that
Mhm.
quality. So, yeah, I mean, if you can find episodes of that and kind of keep that going, like that's
Yeah.
such a cool thing. Just
Like,
like
hey,
Chappelle Show. Like
yeah,
I have physical. Speaking of physical media, yeah, I've collected some Chappelle Show seasons and stuff like that just at local garage sales, and I'm just gonna hold on to them.
yeah. But that's the whole thing. Like, they got 3 years of a lot of episodes. I don't know how much they got to, but they got a lot. That's impressive. And that's the whole thing. With anything entertainment, you gotta
Yep.
make hay while the sun's out, and you'll be on to the next project at some point.
Strike while the iron's hot,
Yep.
build up those skills. It won't
Mhm.
last forever, but you can move those skills into something else, and that's
There
what
you
he's
go.
done with Louder and Crowder, with F&T. Because yeah, he told, I forgot what show he was on when he said this, but he was talking to Gary before he made the move to FNT and everything. I think
Mhm.
they went to a meetup or New York or something like that, and he's sharing this stuff with the political things, or
Uh-huh.
the political or how do I put this? The culture things that were getting taken over by politics in a certain kind of way. Like he
Mhm.
was sharing that with Gary whenever it was 2017, something like that. And
Wow.
he's like, "Hey man, this is getting wild. Like our worlds are merging, and stuff like that." And then he told Crowder, he's like, I got to get out of the politics, like the heavy politics, the
Mhm.
everyday, the negative stuff. He's like, I'm not saying I'm leaving now, but here's my basically 1 year notice, and it's like let's figure out what this looks like.
Yeah.
And then he made the switch over to F&T producer or whatever his title is.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. I did, Reluctant Rebel in 2024, and up until the election, which I kinda did some specials at that point, it was just can't do it.
I
I
know.
have my opinions, and and I stand my ground, but people like Benny Johnson and like that, God bless them for what they can do.
Yeah.
I could not wake up and do that every day. Politics is a dirty sport, and just talking about it was like it got real old real quick. I lost my interest in it. I just, not that I don't mind
I'm the
talking
same
about it.
way.
Yeah, it's just too much.
Yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
it, but it takes a toll, and you gotta be on all the algorithms, you gotta be on all the news, so not only do you have to, like well, you gotta take it in, so you gotta be reading stuff, watching things,
Mhm.
and then you gotta decipher what's facts and what's opinions, and then you gotta make your own opinion, and then you gotta be on a show or a video or whatever, and then do all this stuff to do in a certain way, and it's like it's okay for a while, but then when you realize it's like how much change can you actually make by doing this stuff, it's like and the toll it takes, you know, or it's better. I like this, you know, talking about culture, talking about people, real people, genuine people, authentic,
Mhm.
like we're doing, and then we can sprinkle in, you know, how things affect us.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I don't want to keep you way long. This is awesome. We could probably talk for 12 hours.
Yes.
Uh, what would you do differently? I know we kind of bounce around different things. So like, what would you completely do differently?
What would I completely do differently? I don't know. I try as best I can, is to, uh, give my worries to God. We could all work on that. Nobody's perfect, but I don't know if I would do too much differently. If there's one thing I wish I could have done differently, I wish I would have taken the leap to
Yeah.
to focusing on YouTube more, a few months earlier. But that would have put us in a monetary lurch, and that's not something I would do for my family. But I wish I would have taken the leap. I wish I could have taken the leap earlier. So
Well, yeah. Don't think too much about the consequences. And
yeah,
I'm not talking about like regrets or anything like that. But if
focus on
yeah,
YouTube earlier.
something
YouTube
yeah,
focus earlier. Yeah. So that we want.
because this kind of leads into 2026 or the
Mhm,
next your next phase is like, yeah, I can't change the past. I don't want to regret. I wouldn't change one thing because it could cascade other stuff. That's not
mhm.
the point. It's just like
Yeah.
let's look at what I could have done in Minecraft in a different parallel universe. What would Mo Zamboni do in a mirrored universe that's taken place a year
Leap
ago?
leap
You know what I mean?
earlier, and not just because of it's not just the YouTube thing, it's the family thing, because it was putting a lot of stress on the family. So,
Yeah.
and that was me. So leap earlier. So, but I'm glad it's over. That leap.
Cool. What else?
Okay. Two would be, wish I would have thought less. Think less would be what I would say. Because when I
Think
was on
less.
Monday Hangover for like the first 6 months, it was just like I'm like trying to break it down too much when it's just literally hanging out with friends and talking. Like I was making it too hard. So
Nice.
so um and and little man I just heard right there, I would say enjoy family more. So that was one thing I wish I would have done. And I feel like that's related to one, but it's so important. I got to put it at three. Uh, more family time. I think I'm doing a lot better at that. So joy family. Yep. So
Awesome.
doing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep, I got a little one. I'm very limited on the information I share online, but yeah, you got to share the good stuff and
Mhm.
promote family if that's what it means a lot to you. So yeah, I share a little bit out there, but yeah, that's why we're here for is to for different reasons
Yeah.
or you can say it differently, religious, be fruitful, multiply the next generation. We can't just all end, you know
Yeah.
and so, yeah, that's what it's about.
Yep. Hey, got your co-host.
I don't know who can hear that. Could you?
I could hear it. That's the only reason I brought it up. They heard it. It's okay. I'm not
Yeah,
going to say
I
any
don't know
more
if
than
that.
that,
No, no, it's all good.
but as God does, he reminds you of things, and that made me
You're
think
in,
of that.
yeah. Every
Yeah.
kid
So
that you're in different seasons, so
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
wild. But you
I'm
gotta
I'm
get
a
stuff done.
I'm about in the teenage season with, ugh, but that's about fun. But anyways,
All right, yeah.
so
2026, the lookout or look forward. What are you thinking for 2026?
uh let's see. Uh
I like that. Lookout.
look out, look out. Uh
Lookout 2026. Oh, where'd it go?
look out, restream. There we go. Uh Look out. I would say work harder, work smarter. Work smarter, work harder. I need to manage I need to implement everything I just said. So work harder,
How
work
so?
smarter. Uh, make hay while the sun's out. I think that that covers everything. Make hay while the sun's out. Take advantage of what I've been so blessed to have happen to me. So, and I know you feel the same with your active sports. I know you're trying. I know you're just pushing hard on that kind of stuff, and that's far more awesome than anything I got going on. So,
No, man, we all got our own stuff. Yeah, I see you as a mentor because yeah, we all got our different things, you know. Think about anything, Star Wars, they go in Padawan, you learn from different people.
mhm.
Every Jedi master has their own skills and styles and stuff like that. And so yeah, we all learn.
Be more thankful. I think I've been thankful, but it's you can always put that in as a something you need to pay attention to. Be more,
How do you express that? I know some people are really good at thank you cards. I am not. I need to work on that, but
it's kind
they're
of
otherwise.
it's kind of gay for a guy, especially when we're queer.
Thank you. Thanks for
Yeah. I would it would be like one person
reaching
who does
back
it.
to a smaller channel because as you're
Yeah,
growing, there's gonna be small. I mean, me for one, but there's gonna be other ones that be
somebody
like,
who
"Hey,
does it great is real Tomby. Tomby does a great job of that.
yeah, he does."
He gives a lot of time to other people to teach them how to do stuff, and he is very well schooled because of his career, but also his experience in like the programs that he uses. He knows how to integrate everything, and he will offer time. And he says it on a stream, and he absolutely does it. He will
He
give
did it
you.
with me. He did it with me on a Sunday
Oh,
for a
that's right, he
couple
did. Yeah,
hours. Yep,
yeah,
we did stream together, and he's just
mhm,
showing me stuff and talking. I mean, that's what it's about, because
yeah,
you can make all the money in the world, and you could be successful, and you could do all this, but if your lifestyle creeps up, and then
mhm.
you're still going about the stuff, and you're just alone on an island, and that's nowhere to be.
Well, I mean, he kind of is, but he's moving to America.
Right.
No, but
True.
you're right. But
Yeah.
I feel like whenever you talk to Tomby, whenever even when you stop in his chat, but especially when you get to talk to him, the man is thankful. The man
Yep.
counts his days on this earth, and he is thankful for each and every one of them. He's got a great big family. He's a grandfather. He's a year older than me, but
And he's still doing the stuff because he
yeah.
enjoys it, and he's good
Oh, and
at it,
he's got a
and
filthy British mouth, but it's great. Yeah, no, but I'm just saying,
yep.
like he is an incredibly thankful person. So if I could be more like, if I could embrace Tomby's attitude a little more than I do right now, I feel like that would be good for 2026.
Awesome. 3rd one, last one.
Uh,
I mean, we kinda talked about family, talked about career,
mhm.
any health, fitness,
Oh, there you go.
eating, drinking?
Drink less. I've done a good job of that in 2025. I need to I need to really like at the beginning of 2025, because streaming's actually helped with that. It's given me something to replace in that area, but
That's good.
it's not I'm not addicted per se. I'm not an alcoholic, but I am stuck in my routines. My routines used to be play sports all the time. But then
Yep.
I got a few concussions and that really like and I broke a few fingers playing basketball and it's just like I'm not getting any younger. I'm going to feel these for the rest of my life now. So I'm like trying so what did I do? Especially during the lockdowns, I drank. When I lost
Yep,
my
me
jobs.
too.
When I lost my jobs, I drank. You know, it's just like number 2 was gonna help number 3 happen a lot faster. If I'm more thankful, I won't have to worry about that, but I have cut back on that precipitously. I don't do it nearly as much as I used to, but, if I could just have it be every so often, like meetups, that's where I'm trying to get to. It's just once it's part of your routine, it's hard to get it out of your routine. So, drink
Mm.
less, and I'm okay with admitting that because it's something that I need to do, and if I put it out there, then it makes it I have to stick to it more, but not perfect, but that's definitely something that I need to do. So,
Yeah, I hear you because, I don't know if you know this, but I haven't drank in almost 2 years now.
well,
Yep.
after all the bourbons I fed you in 2024, I don't blame you.
I know, yeah. Well, that was one of those moments where it's like, "Wow, this is unreal." Like, I can't
Yeah,
believe this is kind of happening, and then you're just going with the flow and everything like
Oh,
that.
yeah, and then you
And
have
it's just
critical
like
drinker there, and you just wanna
that's what it
drink.
was. It was
Yeah.
me and him and you, and who else was around us? Like, we were talking about Jay
Jay, yeah,
later
Jay,
on,
yeah.
because Jay came later, but I think when
Yeah.
me and you got there, like, we were chilling in this one area, basically by Jeremy and other people. Dude,
That
yeah,
was the best
I was
area, by
talking
the way. That was so that was
everyone kept
everything
coming
else was chaotic. It was so chill right
everyone
there.
kept
Yeah.
coming to me because I couldn't really move around too much. And then I'm like, "Hey, who are you?" Or "I know you," or, "Let's talk."
Yeah,
And
it
then you
was
be giving me another drink, and then, you're just having a blast, and it's like, yeah, you gotta keep
sorry, not
yourself in
sorry.
check.
But, yeah, no, it's
No,
just like
no, it was great.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just not getting any younger. It's not healthy. It
It has an impact. It's good to be intentional, and I'm not saying I'll
mm,
never drink again, but my health, and we've talked about this before, my
mhm,
health and my recovery has just been so much better with the nerve damage, the
mhm,
systems being broken down and being put together, and everything that affects it: nutrition, exercise,
mhm.
alcohol, medication, like all the environment, the barometric pressure, all this stuff has a freaking effect. So
Yeah,
if I can lessen that, keep out of the hospital, which I've been doing for, 2 years now of these
yeah.
random emergency hospital visits, it makes all the difference. But yeah, like I said, I'm not saying I'll never drink again because it's everywhere, but at the same time, I'm just being more precise and
I just
more
need to get it out of my
intentional.
routine. I'm
Yep.
a routine-based guy, and if I can get it out, then we'll be good, and I won't even think about it. And it's
And it's
like
cool hearing people like Jeremy saying that he's never drank before ever in his whole life, and he's older than you and I are, I think. And
yeah, we can remind them of
Gary
that, that's fine.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary doesn't, drinking more. And even Gary said he's like, I never drank alcohol because I enjoyed it. It was just a patch, if I didn't have anything else. And I'm like, wow, that puts a different perspective on
Wow,
it.
if that's your patch, woof. I know the rest of his story, but it's
Yeah,
like,
and
yeah,
he's
that
like
tells you
he's
how
like,
bad
"I
it was.
never did" he's like, "I never did beer. It was always just, like, vodka,
Yeah,
just for whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah,
that's my
everyone's
problem.
different."
I don't drink, like, soft stuff. I'll have a mixed drink. That's my problem. That's just who I am.
Yep,
That's what
but
I
then you're getting
enjoy.
the soda in there, then you're getting the other stuff, and then
Yep,
that
it's
leads to
just it's
junk
all
food, that leads to DoorDash, that leads to sleeping in late, to not
yes.
going to work out or stream early, or the
Mhm.
kids. Yep,
Yep, you
it's
you are
all,
absolutely correct. Yes, that doesn't fit on that line, but I would put that instead. That whole
yep.
sentence you just wrote off is exactly what I want out of number 3, so
Awesome. Well, that's a good wrap up right there. Is
mhm,
just, yeah, looking back, and like I said, it's not like regrets. It's not, change
mhm,
this or feel bad. It's like identifying the good parts, the rough parts, and then you look at something different, either consciously or subconsciously
mhm,
going forward for the next season. Or, hopefully if somebody checks out this video, it'd be like, yeah, good call. Maybe I'll dial back mine, or dial up my
yeah,
YouTube, or jump right into it. That's the whole idea, and I think that's why I like this. Be able to talk to each other, to have the chat.
mhm,
The super chats on other channels. Like it's so cool to just I want to say something to this guy, and they can hear it now. 'Cause that's what's destroying the movies and everything. Because like it takes so long to make all that stuff, and they're not
mhm,
getting feedback, or like we said, getting the wrong feedback. Whereas I can tell Gary something immediately, you know, and then, he can change it or he cannot,
yeah,
whatever.
you become part of
But
the movie in that respect,
yep,
that's why it's cool, yeah,
which
so
yeah, I watch FNT on my TV, on my TV. I think you said that the other night, where it's just like, I'm just gonna pop this on and enjoy it like it is a movie.
yeah, and it can be there. But, yeah, no, it's, yeah, it would like, definitely stuff to work on, nobody's perfect, and as Gary says, progress, not perfection, and hopefully that's
Yeah.
what I can get out
Well,
of
even if you
2023.
are supposedly perfect, it'll last for a day, an hour,
Yeah,
everything around you
mhm,
changes.
yeah.
Cool, man. Give me some last minute quote, last minute advice, just shout out, just talk to people. Let me play around right now and see if we can make it bigger. I don't know. How do we do this?
Oh, hello.
So you talk. Oh, can I move you up? No. Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Mo, talk to the people.
Thank you, very small Drew. I um, okay, here's what I would say. I'm gonna tell you what I was told in 2024, by Gary is, "Don't be a pussy," is literally what he told me, because I was getting ready to jump. I was getting ready. I wanted to do streaming, but I was afraid to do it. They're like, just try it. Ryan Kindle said, just try it. Jeremy said, just do it. Just start. And Gary said, quit being a pussy. So for those of you in 2026 that are afraid to start streaming, quit being a pussy. I did, and it's worked out pretty well for me thus far. But yeah, just don't be afraid to take that chance, because life is short, man. You never know how many days you have left. So just take advantage of it. That's what I'm trying to do. And I'm going to try to make the most of it in 2026. And I hope you all do too.
Awesome. See if I can flip back over here. I am Drew Outstanding. Find me on X at Drew Outstanding. Operation Outstanding in the Field on YouTube for adaptive sports and overall speaking engagements. But this is my channel right here for just a little bit more fun, kind of casual stuff when it comes to physical media, which I'm collecting and collecting and collecting. So I'm on the lookout. What am I on the lookout right now for? I'm on an MCU run. So any early stage MCU, DVDs, I think were the first ones come out with that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm trying to collect the commentaries and all the special features. But yeah, so you can find me on those channels. Let's talk more about the new year and looking back. Thank you so much. Take care. Salute. Punch defense. All right. Peace out. Goodbye. I'm going to do a countdown out of here.